Hi everyone, it's Raina. So this video is if you have your sun in Leo and your moon in Libra. And this is definitely a very, how would I put it? A lot of fun, this combination. You'll have to look at your rising sign in order to see how other people perceive you, at least when they first meet you, because if you have a feminine rising sign, in other words, either earth or water, you may actually be more subdued, although it's hard to imagine that because Leo is larger than life and Libra is very socially lively. So that combination is really good for people who are extroverts. The masculine signs, the fire and air signs, are extroverted. But you have to look at the overall picture because I have a sun in Sagittarius, but I have a lot of earth, and on the ascendant I have Taurus, and that I really feel like I'm more introverted. It's important to note that introversion doesn't mean that the person is shy to the extent that they can't talk to anyone. It's not really about that. It's about how you choose to project your energy. And some people are, the definition that I really love is that extroverts obtain energy from their interactions with other people, and introverts lose energy or are drained by other people. And that, to me, is the ultimate definition of those two different types of people. So bringing up shyness, bringing that into the conversation just kind of confuses it. But you probably are more on the extroverted side, which means that you enjoy spending time with other people. You may be the center of attention. And this can also translate into the type of work that you do. Leo is a natural entertainer, and Libra is ruled by Venus. So it has a connection to the arts as well. Leo is ruled by the sun, and it rules the fifth house, which in part can be creativity. So this combination certainly could be creative and or appreciative of the arts. But with Leo, I really think that the person may be motivated to get on that stage somehow, even if it's like a hobby. Leo and rules that fifth house, and the fifth house is also about hobbies, things that you do off hours for fun. So Leo being a fire sign is, the fifth house that Leo rules is associated with the inner child. All fire signs to me have a very active inner child, and that's where creativity really comes from as far as I'm concerned, because children are naturally creative. And those people who lose that at some point probably have also lost touch with their inner child, or should I say inner children. So this can be somebody with Leo as a sun sign. Now, the sun sign is your aspirational self. So this is what you came here to be, the light you came here to shine. It's all things Leo. Leo is a natural leader. So even if you work in a bank, you probably would want to be the president of the bank. Leo is a very talented sign, a very intelligent sign. Fire signs are intelligent, as are definitely the air signs like Libra are known for their intelligence, but the fire signs are intelligent It's just that because they are very expressive, that their intelligence might get obscured, but they are intelligent. The fire energy is very much about individuality and creative self-expression, which is a byproduct of individuality. Freedom, passion. The air element is about the intellect, the analytical skills, and communication is connected to the air signs. Libra specifically is connected to diplomacy, balance. Libra is very good at seeing different sides of an issue. The moon is in Libra, so the person is going to probably show some of the more challenging sides to that sign. This is true for all signs when the moon is there versus the sun. I think of the shadow element more coming up. For Libra, this would be insecurity with one's looks. So with this combination, the person may, especially as a female, the woman may be very concerned with looking good, being, the best looking or something like that, because the Leo is about being, in the spotlight and having that attention. It doesn't have to be necessarily in a negative sense. That's when I would see it with the moon in Leo. It could be more pathological or dysfunctional. With the sun, it could be that natural performer. But what I'm saying is that when the moon is in Libra, the person may have vulnerability when it comes, or security issues when it comes to their appearance. Look again to the rising sign. I have a whole video on body dysmorphia, and there could be other indicators of that being a problem. Chiron in the first house, Libra or Taurus rising, or either of those signs in Chiron in those signs. And maybe there's other things that we could talk about. I'm not going to get into that right now, but the reason this is so important is because that might weaken the Leo energy a little bit and make the person more likely to be, connected to attention with their physical appearance. Whereas Leo is typically a very confident sign. And I think, and I specified women when I'm talking about the moon in Libra, because women are the ones who still tend to get pressured and also, just judged on their looks more than their male counterparts. However, because of the nature of the superficiality of social media, this may be equalizing somewhat, and there might be males who also feel that pressure. Because with the moon, your mother may have exhibited some of these traits. Another thing that is important to note is that the moon in Libra can be somebody who is very, I was going to say addicted, but that's not really what I meant, is very attached to the idea of relationship and maybe needs to be in a relationship at all times in order to feel emotionally secure. So the serial monogamist, for instance. And there's nothing wrong with being in a relationship, but the issue is when a person is having a relationship on the rocks and they end up leaving that relationship, but they can only leave it when they have somebody else lined up. And that does happen. And people may not realize that they're actually doing this. The reason I think it's not a good idea is because in order to really learn from relationships and what they have taught you, even the things not to do, there has to be a period of digestion and integration, it would seem. If you go from one relationship to the next, it's almost like escapism, like trying to find comfort in your connection to somebody else rather than your connection to yourself. And this sort of person may not like to be alone, actually. And that might be exactly what they need to do. Leo is very romantic. So Leo, this combination of Leo and Libra, Libra is romantic too, obviously, by what I'm saying. So this combination could find themselves getting involved in one relationship after the next, or affair even, looking for love through even the physical contact. Leo to me is a very randy kind of a sign, very, very lusty. And you know, when you have the sun in Leo, you can have inner planets also in Leo, like Mars, which is one of the aspects of Mars is sex drive. And when it's in a sign like Leo, it can be very geared towards that. Or maybe you have a square between the sun and Mars, and your Mars is in Taurus, and that's very lusty as well. So these kinds of things can happen. So, you know, I could see somebody who has like a very successful career, and their relationship, their personal life might be a little bit crazy sometimes. But it is possible. I have no doubt that this combination can find the love of their life, because there's a warmth here and there is a kindness with the moon in Libra that can be a great combination. In terms of, I would also caution too, because Leo and even Libra can be very generous, is to be careful not to view relationships as, not to buy off your relationship. It might not be something that the person does intentionally. It's just a natural thing that would occur because the person is very generous in life. And unfortunately, there are people in this world who are takers, and they don't appreciate other people and don't want to give back to others. They just want to take. And they may be attracted to somebody who's very generous. So watch out for those types of imbalanced relationships. Now, in terms of types of careers, I've already mentioned performance arts, art in general. You know, you would be a wonderful teacher because you might have a natural affinity with children, and they may really enjoy your company, and you could keep them very interested, entertained. A life coach is something that you would excel in, because fire signs are very positive. They tend to be very positive. And with the moon in Libra, this is actually a very good combination, because Libra, being an air sign, will not get unhinged and is more on an even keel. Because it's an air sign, it can be detached emotionally, because fire signs, like water signs, can be emotional, but there's a volatility with fire signs sometimes. And this can even that out and make the person less prone to eruptions and more likely to be fair in their dealings with other people and able to kind of be a peacemaker if others are, getting into some sort of conflict. So anyway, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.